Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on wearehotline.net, and I hope everyone is having a blessed day. We have a fantastic woman on the line. Marsha Lecour is the award-winning author of the Book of Hepatitis C, 7 Simple Strategies to Shift from Surviving to Thriving After Hepatitis C. And the author has written this book based on her firsthand experience of hepatitis C from a blood transfusion. Marsha is also a co-author of 2 international best-selling books, Put Me in Coach, Volume 1, and Chocolate and Diamonds for the Woman's Soul. Marsha, welcome to the show.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me, Nikki.
Oh, thank you very much, and we appreciate your time, and I'm so excited that you're here on the line with us, and I'm so excited that you're going to be on our live show coming up very shortly in the not-too-distant future, so the audience can really connect with your story.
Great.
So, Marsha, tell us a little bit about your background leading up to what you're doing today.
Well, when I was born, I had an opening in the heart. It's called patent ductus arteriosus. And at age 4, this required open heart surgery at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto, Canada. Right. And during the surgery, I received a blood transfusion. And the blood transfusion contained what they called tainted blood. Mm-hmm. And as a result of that, I contracted what they call hepatitis C. Now, so this was back in the 50s. And then at my annual physical exam, mid-80s, the doctor said, okay, Marsha, I'm going to send you for routine blood work. Blood work showed there were abnormalities in the liver. He sent me to a liver specialist. The liver specialist says you have non-A, non-B hepatitis. They did not have the blood marker for hepatitis C then. And I remember this liver specialist saying 2 things to me. He said, you're not a candidate for treatment because you don't have enough damage to the liver. And the second thing he said, you will probably require a liver transplant down the road. Now, I had never heard of hepatitis C, and I'd never heard of what a transplant. So I said to him, tell me about the virus. He told me a little bit about it. It creates ongoing damage to the liver over a period of time. And he said, currently we're working with pig's livers. And I thought to myself, pig's livers, I'm a vegetarian, so there's no way I'm going to have a pig's liver put inside of me. So at that moment, I knew I had to become proactive for prevention and ongoing damage to the liver. So I did a number of different things over the course of the years. I became a meditation teacher. I practiced meditation. I looked at the macrobiotic way of eating, vegetarianism, raw diet, veganism, all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Marsha, can you go ahead? Sorry. Well, I wanted to ask you, and if you could tell us after you finish what you're saying about the liver, what the function of the liver is, so that people have an idea of just the magnitude of what you went through and how it affected your body.
The liver is a very key organ within the body, and it has more than 500 functions within the body, and everything that's ingested into the body gets filtered through the liver. So if the liver is not functioning properly, then things are not going to be processed and filtered properly through the liver. And if one does not take treatment at an earlier stage, then there's a chance that the liver can have more damage, leading to what they call cirrhosis, and then cirrhosis can possibly lead to liver cancer. Now, I had hepatitis C for over 50 years, and then December of 2012, blood work showed that my back was against the wall, and I now had to do treatment. I'd been monitored all these years for treatment. The doctor said, there's only 2 possibilities. You can take treatment, or the other option is not pleasant. So, of course, I chose option A. And as a result of that, I went through 48 weeks of what they call triple therapy with interferon, telaprevir, and interferon. And it was very similar to chemotherapy. Some doctors would say side effects like nausea, depression, hair loss, lost weight. So at the end of the 48 weeks, I was pretty well a basket case.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, I have to get my life back. You know, I just have to get my life back. So I thought, I'm going to try a number of different things. So I had been in bed for a long time, so I thought, well, I want to get up moving because I can't stay like this forever. So I thought, well, I'm going to take one small step. So I literally wiggled one toe, and I thought, okay, if I can wiggle one toe, then I'm going to wiggle two toes. And eventually, I was wiggling toes on both feet and started to shift my weight to the edge of the bed to get out of bed. That's how bad things had become through the treatment.
You have to completely rehabilitate your body.
Yes. And that was one of the reasons why I wrote the book, because I thought, I'm not the only person in this situation. So the book really clearly outlines 7 strategies based on sound general principles of health, like nutrition, movement or exercise, mindset, and all those pieces. And combined together, I've created what I call a master blueprint for people to follow. Let me tell you about one woman that I worked with. One woman reached out to me on Facebook and said, you know, I'm really in a terrible place. Can you help me? She was depressed. She was on the brink of leaving her husband. She had no energy. She wasn't eating properly. She couldn't get out of bed in the morning. She had no energy. And so through the implementation of certain strategies from the book, she was able to turn her life completely around. You know, she started eating properly, and I advised her, you know, certain foods to eat, certain strategies to implement, certain habits to develop. And over a period of time, she was able to turn her life around.
Wow.
And it takes time. A person has got to be willing to do the work. And one of the pieces is this. You've got to make your health your number one priority. If you're in a plane, when you're in an airplane, the stewardess or the flight attendant says, you have to put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help others.
Absolutely.
So when we nourish ourselves spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally, then that increases our capacity to be able to help other people. So unless we're taking care of ourselves, we're really not going to be much good to support other people.
Absolutely. That is so true. And Marsha, I have, you know, a lot of admiration and respect for you, and you can't even fathom the experience you went through, and you know, some people would have taken it and would have fallen to, you know, deep crevices of depression, but you've been able to rise above all that and to use this so-called burden into a blessing by not only healing yourself through the cathartic release of the story, but being able to heal others by having them hear your story. So I think it's just really a blessed thing. Can you just tell us a little bit about the simple strategies to shifting from surviving to thriving? I know you have 7, but just for the sake of time, can you mention about 3?
Sure. So one of the pieces would be nutrition. I would advise people to look at what they're eating. It's important to eat fresh, unprocessed food and stay away from junk food because you're going to feel like junk. Right. And if you can eat clean, then you're going to have more energy. Another piece would be exercise. That doesn't mean you have to go to the gym and buy a membership. If you just get up and start walking. If you haven't been walking for years, then get up and walk 5 minutes a day.
Absolutely.
And then just add, 5 minutes each week or 1 minute each week. But so that it becomes a habit and that you can sustain it. The other piece, I would say, is stress is one of the leading causes of disease and chronic illnesses in the world today. That's not a secret. And one thing that people can do for stress is just stop whatever you're doing, inhale for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4, and release it for a count of 4. And that automatically, within a moment or two, creates a dramatic shift in the entire physiology.
Wow.
I know it sounds very simple, but breathing is very important. So you inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. And you do this a few times, and you can do it anywhere at any time.
Okay, so mindful breathing.
Yes, so those are 3 simple strategies that people can start integrating into their daily lives, and they'll start shifting. Yes.
Okay. Excellent. How has your life been transformed, Marsha? I know you have a background in education. You actually have a Master of Education degree in Applied Psychology from the University of Toronto, and you're also an experienced high school teacher. So you've been nurturing others for many, many years. How has your life been transformed?
Well, I retired from teaching almost 3 years ago, and I've been doing, a lot of work in the hepatitis C community, and now people are coming to me not only with hepatitis C, but other health conditions. So I am just so fired up to help people be proactive for prevention. Now, I want to add a piece here. I was cured of hepatitis C. Before treatment, I had cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is, I mentioned. And it's okay because I've gone from F4, which is the most serious stage of damage to the liver, to F1. So that's a huge improvement. People can shift from F4 to F3, but I don't know of anybody that's going from F4 to F1. So I'm on the right track, and I'm following the strategies in my book. So now I'm really on a mission to really help people just improve their health from wherever they're at right now.
Okay.
And I think people are waking up and realizing if I don't have my health, the rest doesn't matter. You can have all the money in the world. You can take all the trips in the world. But if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. So health is foundational to everything. Everything. And I just...
Absolutely.
I'm really... I'm a very proactive health crusader just for this reason alone. And I wake up in the morning and I think, oh my gosh, there's not enough time in the day to get my message out there to benefit so many people.
Right.
So,
well, you are a health crusader, and I was just going to say that health is wealth. And people don't know, they take it for granted until something happens, and you want to make sure that doesn't happen because you've been there. So, Marsha, I really appreciate what you do, and it takes a lot of courage and determination. So we want to make sure that your message is reached to as many people as possible who really need to take their health seriously and to be proactive about their health. So can you please share with us how we can connect with you and also how we can purchase the books?
The book is available on Amazon.ca and Amazon.com. And people can send me an email. Here's my email address. It's Marsha@MarshaLecour.com, and I'll spell that out. Marsha @MarshaLecour.com. And my website is www.MarshaLecour.com.
Fantastic. Marsha, thank you so much for spending the time with us. We learned a great deal, and I really applaud everything that you're doing, and I look forward to seeing you very soon on the stage and how you're going to be transforming lives that very day at the Nikki Clarke Show live taping. So we want to thank you, and you have a blessed, beautiful day. Thank you, Marsha. If you just tuned in to the Nikki Clarke Show and you missed the earlier part of the interview with Marsha Lecour, you don't have to worry. We're going to be replaying the interview throughout the week, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to noon. And we're just thanking Marsha Lecour for sharing the good word of health with us today. So, Marsha, have a wonderful day, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye now.